This session and all of them that we're going to today, BeEzrat HaShem, should be also dedicated to Refuah Shlema, our dear Rabbi Yaron Ruven Shlita. His name is Yaron Ben Doris. Ichudis Bas Noach, Ariel Ora Bas Ana, Imim Rasira Chaluz Bas Brindal, David Shlomo Ben Sandra, quick release of Moshe Shmuel Ben Pnina, also Atzlacha Rabba to Giveres Hana Bas Avraham Avinu and the whole family. Okay. So today we continue with our class Shabbos Home, and our topic is chapter 22, coloring, and it says a practical application. So after all of this building up, with all of these very interesting cases, so we're up to practical application. So painting, all types of painting is forbidden on Shabbos. So right, so period. That's conclusion. So be it permanent, we said permanent. What is permanent? Since we don't know what is permanent, so even temporary is is forbidden. Next one, cosmetics. So now cosmetics is, as we said, very, very practical. So number one, nail polish. One is forbidden to apply any type of nail polish on Shabbos, even clear polish. Changes the color of the nail and is therefore prohibited. Right. So any for sure, if it's colored nail polish, that's coloring. But even clear nail polish, it still gives some different color. Maybe give some shine, or even change a little shade of the color compared to the nail that was not the person did not apply this nail polish. Okay, so that's why it is forbidden. So, and sometimes women feel very bad, she has a little chip and the nail polish, and now she thinks that the whole world is going to see. Maybe all of the empty heads is going to see. Not maybe, guaranteed. So that's how you know that who is empty head. So number two is face powder. So nail polish, absolutely not. Face powder. One is forbidden to apply face powder on Shabbos. Most contemporary poskim agree that this applies to any sort of the face powder, even one specifically formulated for Shabbos use. Okay. So let's see from the beginning. One is forbidden to apply face powder on Shabbos. So we've been asked this question before. There's some face creams to hide some imperfections. So creams, it's understandable. I hope it's understandable. Yeah, creams are not allowed. But even this powder, and she said I need to go to visit my friend. How could I? Okay, so don't go as it is. So it's like we're obligated to look perfect. Like everybody had the issues, especially not especially women, men with their face. So it's not like it's end of the world. So and if you embarrass so much, so stay home. Stay home, no problem. But this is not the reason why you're allowed to break Shabbos. Absolutely not. Right. So it says most contemporary poskim agree that this applies to any sort of face powder. Okay. Whatever is it, right? Even one specifically formulated for Shabbos use. 26 commentary. However, one is permitted to right. So meaning it says Shabbos use, and the people so naive. They say I saw it in a Judaica store. People sell different things in Judaica just because it says according with the strict rabbinical supervision. Strict rabbinical, who is this rabbi? So ask your rabbi basically if it's kosher or not kosher, because sometimes stores sell some things that they want to sell, and sometimes this Judaica store are not owned by strictly religious people, just another business, especially in some Jewish neighborhood, right? They're going to open some business around us. I mean, there are many where we live. There are many small ones. I never went there. Right, we usually buy online, but if we need to go to the store, we only go to religious ones. So we know for sure Haredi 100%. Right, so in that stores they would not find this Shabbos powder, for sure not. But commentators say, however, one is permitted to use talcum powder or baby powder on Shabbos to absorb sweat, or to prevent heat rash or diaper rash. So now, right. So now it's not for coloring the skin of the talcum powder, right? Baby powder, right? The talcum powder, it's from olden days. I think I'm not sure if they still sell it. Maybe still sell, but it's very very similar to the baby powder, right? Baby powder is more refined, right? So meaning, right? If they need to apply it to absorb the sweat, there is no problem, like underpeats and stuff like that, right? But for baby rash, right, diaper rash, for sure you can apply, because again, it's not about coloring, it's for to remove distress. Okay, but facial powder. So he said most, but he said most, and always finds it's going to be a clown. It's yeah, but this rabbi said, I tell you what, there is one or two, or I don't know how many. These rabbis and considered to be rabbis in the holy city of Brooklyn, right? They say that wigs allowed for Sephardim from where? From nowhere, just because he said so. He has a big shul, a very famous shul, where there's a strip of where a lot of Jews, very rich Jews, Syrian Jews live. Ocean Park, what they call it, Ocean Park. Very rich neighborhood, supposed. Right, and there are Syrian shoes, so they say, yeah, we can wear wigs. How can we wear wigs? Based on who? Based on him. I think now it's two. Before it was one clown, now it's two. Okay. Who allowed? Nobody allowed. He did. Okay. Right. So, and these people, they allowed to this, and some women come with full makeup. Right, full, completely. Okay. So, lipstick. The use of any type of lipstick is forbidden on Shabbos under the prohibition of coloring. Right. So, of course, there is something that they call a permanent lipstick. As we learned in different class, like it stays for I don't know how many hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. So I mean, right. So if she applies this lipstick before Shabbos, there is no problem whatsoever. But there is no, she's not allowed to do it like touch up. That's it. So whatever stays. That's it. Okay. So commentary. In addition to use of the lipstick, often involves the prohibition against smoothing as well. Right. It's smoothing because it's like right. She's smoothing the lips, and plus. I'm not sure why is that does not say, but chopsticks is also forbidden. Right, chopsticks is because of the smoothing, for sure. So people say, yeah, well, what should I do? And I heard it from guys. Ladies, but like for guys. So many guys are also in their looks, and I said, look, what do you want me to tell you? Like, is it loud where it's not? I mean, what do you expect from me? So, but how it's very cold outside, so don't go to shul if you're afraid of your lip is going to crack. So stay in the house. I mean, what from me? Right? I always say you can wear a scarf, right? Scarf to cover your mouth, and that's it. No, who wears scarf? Okay, like I give a solution, like a practical solution, which is absolutely kosher. You don't want it, right? But chopsticks not allowed. Okay, so next one, creams used for covering blemishes. Okay, that's what I meant. One who covers a skin blemish with a cream is in effect coloring the skin. Therefore, it is prohibited to use any type of cream to cover a blemish on Shabbos. See page 325. Okay, so meaning smoothing is another thing, because smoothie, and even using this cream, because this cream is actually very thick, right? Very thick. So I mean, it would be in the first category. So most likely would be forbidden on the biblical prohibition. It's not rabbinical. Rabbinic is more like a more liquidish, but this one is for sure not liquid because it's going to stay in one place. Okay, so again, creams, right, for coloring blemishes is forbidden. Are forbidden. Okay, and there are a few issues as well. Dyeing hair. It is forbidden to dye hair on Shabbos. So, right, women. For men, dyeing hair is forbidden in almost all of the cases. Of course, there is some what is it, exceptions. Not only on Shabbos. I mean, in general, it's forbidden for men to dye hair. It's under the prohibition of don't do things as women do, right? So for women, there is no problem. She wants to dye her hair, there is no problem. For men, it is a problem. So unless the exception, he's I don't know, 22 years old and he has all of the gray hair because it's some pigment or whatever in his system is missing, whatever is it, right? So in this case, yes, and he cannot get married. So a girl would come. She's I don't know, 24 years old or 22 years old. She sees this the guy. Look, face is young, but his hair is from he's 60 or something, or 50 or something, right? So in this case, yeah, in some cases they would allow him to dye his hair. But if somebody is married, for example, and he said, I need it for a job, or I need it for this or that, most likely they would not allow him. Okay, so continue. Number 7, removing cosmetics on Shabbos. One is permitted to remove cosmetics such as face powder, eye makeup, lipsticks, or nail polish from one's skin on Shabbos. However, one may not use a cream remover because applying the cream violates the Melachah of smoothing. When wiping off the makeup, one should not use a cloth, right? For the color that adheres to cloth can involve violation of Melachah of coloring. Instead, one should use disposable item like a tissue or a paper napkin. Okay, so let's do this from the beginning. So removing cosmetics on Shabbos. One is permitted to remove cosmetics such as face powder, eye makeup. So if there is a liquid remover, so liquid for sure it's not creamy. I think the way I understand that the best one is the creamy one, right? The best for the skin and stuff like that. That's what we cannot do because it is creamy. It is creamy, right? Even though it's a liquid, right? But liquid cosmetic removal, there is no problem, right? Lipstick they can remove if they can wipe. It would be the best. Nail polish also, no problem. So meaning all these things that will apply on Friday, right? On Friday. So on Friday night she wants to remove it, or I don't know, Shabbos day. I'm not sure why somebody would want to do it, but maybe, right, for whatever reason. Right, so we cannot do a cream remover, right? Right. So when wiping the makeup, one should not use cloth. I don't think somebody today in our day and age would use cloth. Most likely not. So most women would use these pads like. Disposable pads, or as he's saying, tissues, facial tissues, paper napkins, all of these things. So meaning, right, that it's not going to be like we coloring this cloth, right? So disposable, you throw out, no problem. Next one, disclosing tablet. Disclosing tablet. One uses Disclosing tablet. After brushing one's teeth, to cause the dirt in the teeth to turn colors. This enables person to locate the dirt. It is forbidden to use these tablets on Shabbos. Okay. So again, one is disclosed. So the disclosing tablets. So I mean, these things. Okay. So to see if they brush the teeth on Shabbos or not. So technically, on Shabbos we cannot use toothpaste. So if you brush your teeth with just water, right, and with water, so for sure you're going to miss some. But it's only one day, so right. So don't use these tablets. No problem. No problem. So why? Because the thing say it's going to color this dirt, whatever dirt means on your teeth, right? And it's forbidden on Shabbos. Urine testing. Testing urine by placing a specifically treated stick into it involves prohibition of coloring because the stick changes colors when placed in the urine. In case of need, one must consult with halakhic authorities for guidance. So it's not a pregnancy test. I mean that's some kind of test, urine test. I'm not sure what exactly it's used. Actually, we learned in our medical class. I don't remember, but if it's for medical conditions and in some cases it could be like something to do with the internal organs, so we would allow them. So it's the rabbi needs to see like what is the needs for that. Okay. How serious the case is, because for sure this thing changes colors. Okay. Next one, taking a suntan. Most poskim rule that one is permitted to take a suntan on Shabbos, even though one intends thereby to add colors to the skin. Others, however, prohibit this activity. All poskim agree that one who is not trying to become tanned is permitted to walk or sit in the sun, even though he will inevitably become tainted. Since coloring the skin is not in his intention, he has not violated this prohibition. Okay, so let's try to understand. So from the beginning, taking a suntan. Most poskim rule that one is permitted to take a suntan on Shabbos, even though one intends to thereby add color to the skin. I'm not sure how empty person should be that's what they do on Shabbos. Like after they got this holy neshama, that's how he used or she used the holy neshama to, even if they live in a closed environment and nothing is going to be seen and it's like surrounded by huge curtains, so no neighbors are going to say like that. That's how you're going to use Shabbos, like that's what you're going to do. Actually today it's not the case. So in olden days, before all of the drones, it was like you install these curtains, right? Like privacy curtain, privacy screen, whatever they call, right? Around your pool, for example, right? Everybody have one story house, or let's 2 stories, so you just get high enough, and I think it passes the wind through. So technically, maybe it's not a big deal. Okay, but today they have drones, so anybody can see you, right, from the top. I don't know. Okay, so now like a person like technically permitted to take a suntan. So the problem is the problem is that the person does not know why he or she came to the world. That's the root cause of this right suntan. If, however, it's forbidden to put cream on one's body prior to suntan. It's from commentary. Yes. Needless to say, yes. Because the cream are forbidden. However, others, however, prohibit this activity. So prohibit not because Hashkafa reasons, but because halacha reason. Right? So maybe because it's not allowed, according to them, it's not allowed to color the skin. Okay. Because it is intentional, right? Because if it's unintentional, so when person is walking and it's very hot outside, right? Like sunny, like not hot, but hot and sunny, right? So for sure he's going to have suntan, but it was unintentional. He's walking to shul. She's walking to shul. Okay. So all poskim agree that one who is not trying to become tanned is permitted to walk or sit in the sun, even though he will inevitably become tanned. So I'm not sure if it's healthy today, like with the sun, with all of the radiation, especially if somebody has a history, cancer history, right? In their family with the skin cancer is the most popular cancer, unfortunately, right? So you have to be careful. If you don't need to be on the sun, so don't be. But many people today opposite, so they don't have enough vitamin D, right? That comes from the sun, so the best source. So you have to balance. Sometimes you have to go in the sun, but try to go if you need this vitamin D, or the doctor told you that you have to be outside. So try to go in when it's the less harmful, right? So, but again, so why they allow it if a person is walking or sitting? Since the color in the skin is not his intention, he has not violated the prohibition. So next one, wiping blood away from a wound. Right, we discussed it a little before. Ideally, one should not use the cloth to wipe blood away from the wound. Instead, one should use a disposable item, such as napkin, paper towel, or gauze pad. If no disposable items is available, one may use a cloth. However, even then, one should prefer not to use a cloth of the same color as the liquid be wiping. For example, a red towel for blood. If it is only cloth, if it is the only cloth available, he may use it. Okay, so as we understand. Okay, so let's see. It's actually doesn't matter how strange it sounds, but red towel we're not allowed to use, or preferably not to use, for blood, right, or for red wine, because this it looks like an improvement to the towel, red towel. I mean, just take this as example. So if you take a white towel and start wiping blood or red wine spill, right? So for sure everybody understand, and you understand, you're not improving the towel, right? So okay, so from the beginning, ideally one should not use the cloth, right? So meaning cloth is something that you're planning to keep to wipe blood away from the wound. Okay, so cloth not. Instead, one should use the disposable items such as napkin, paper towel, or gauze pad. So meaning something that after the use you're going to dispose of. So meaning you show with your action, you show that it's not your intention to dye it, right? You just try. You're working with the issue, on the issue. Okay. If no disposable item is available, one may use the cloth. So meaning, right, we need to stop the blood or to clean the spill. However, even then, one should preferably not use cloth of the same color as the liquid as he is wiping. Okay, so as we said, this red on red. Okay, so continue. G, wiping up the spills. Okay, if colored liquid, so this actually we discussed extensively in our Shabbos Home Shabbos kitchen class. Sorry, Shabbos kitchen class. So let's see from the beginning. Wiping up the spills. If colored liquid spills, it should preferably be wiped with a disposable napkin or towels. Right, the towels meaning paper towels. If no disposable item is available, one may use cloth. Right. However, the cloth should preferably not be of the same color as the liquid that is spilled. If no cloth of another color is available, one may use this one may be used. So exactly the same as with the blood. But let's try to understand. Meaning, is it possible to live without spills all your life? Most probably not. Right? You're going to spill, somebody else is going to spill, kids are going to spill, mother-in-law is going to spill, somebody is going to spill for sure. So what do? We prepare the pre-cut this paper towel. If you have good napkins, like they are very absorbent, like strong napkins, like dinner napkins, right? So you can use them. But sometimes this paper towel is cheaper, twice as cheaper. No problem. So just pre-cut them before Shabbos. How much? A lot. So you can use. Hopefully you're not going to need it, but when you need it, you need a lot. Usually 1 or 2 is not sufficient. So you need 5 or 10 or maybe even more. Okay, so that's what it is, right? So sometimes you need to put it under the tablecloth, right? So it would not damage the table, right? And you need to put on top to absorb, right? And not to make it too wet, right? Because you might get to squeeze it. So all of these things. So have a lot of them prepared, basically, just in case. Right. So again, the best is disposable napkin or towels. If no disposable item is available, I'm not sure. Okay, so the person is not home or something, right? May use the cloth. So the cloth, whatever cloth is, it could be towel, it could be some article of clothing, right? However, the color should be preferably not used. Cloth should not preferably not use the same color as liquid spilled. So exactly the same as we said before. A liquid spill, the people spill everything, right? If no cloth of another color is available, one may use this one may be used. So especially we said even with clear liquids. So a person say, yeah, clear liquids should not be a problem. Clear liquids is another issue. Clear liquids is a problem with the laundry. Okay, so let me quickly check time. A second. Okay, so we continue a little further. Photochromic, photogray lenses, right? Photogray eyeglasses, which become dark when exposed to the sunlight, and clear again when moved indoors, may be worn on Shabbat. So that's not a problem. So a long time ago, it was like big innovation. These glasses cost a lot of money. It's actually they started with clips. I remember I had a few pairs of these many years ago. So there are clips like you put like on top of your glass. It was like a big innovation. Very interesting, right? But then they moved to this photochromic. Okay. So again, there is no problem because you don't do anything and it like changes back to the normal color. So next one, toilet deodorizers. So that's the issue. There is a decent amount of contemporary poskim. There is a decent amount of contemporary poskim regarding. There is a dissent. I'm sorry. There is a dissent among the contemporary poskim regarding colored blocks of deodorizers commonly placed in toilet bowls. Okay. Some hold that there is that this may not be used on Shabbos, for they cause the water to become colored during flushing. Others maintain that the deodorizers are permitted for use. Therefore, it is best to remove these items from one's toilet before Shabbos. If in the event that they were not removed, one should remove them on Shabbos. If this is not possible and no other bathroom is available, one may rely on poskim who permit the use of these deodorizers on Shabbos. So these are like, especially in older days, these tablets right? Some of them they would put in a bowl, right, in the toilet bowl, and some of them they put like hanger in um, in a toilet itself, right? So again, some poskim said there is a problem because for sure a person colors the water with every flash, so it's inevitably guaranteed that it's going to get color. Others say there is no problem. Uh, right, there is a long explanation why I said there is no problem. It's not your intention, this and that. Okay, but okay, so for sure, like logically, we understand that we still color in water. So if it's possible to stay away from this, yes. So if it's your house, yeah, you can remove. If it's your guest in somebody else's house, I'm not sure how it's going to work out for you, right? Especially some leads from the tank, like a toilet tank, it's not it's a little tricky to remove. Unless you know, you would not remove it. Not all of them you just like lift and that's it. Not all of them. Okay. Therefore, it is the best to remove this item before from one's toilet on Shabbos. So, right before Shabbos, so if you have a list of the things to do before Shabbos, to color to cover the switches, to turn on the black, to put the water urn like with water, with all of these things, like to set up a lan on Shabbos. Okay, very interesting. And right. So the people ask about alarm. People wake up. So I actually discovered just recently. B'siyata d'shmaya. I'm not sure why I did not check before, but if you think about, if like people use the internet for anything, like and I just check how to use, like even without buying like separate. I had this thing. What is it? Shabbos clock, Shabbos alarm, right? Application. I bought one. But one, then I bought another one. It does not cost much money, but it was not about money. The problem was, I'm going to tell what the problem was. The problem was that you, for two of them, you would need your phone be connected to the outlet all the time, and the display is working. Right. So why would I need it? Like right. And the next idea that I found just recently, I used it this Shabbos. It's very interesting. So you have an iPhone, you can set alarm, right, on Shabbos, whatever, and it's going to stop after 15 minutes. And then I saw like right, it's I think it's default. And then I decided to see, but how to silence if I don't want 15 minutes, if I want only 10 minutes or 7 minutes. So like it took me some time. I don't know, not a long time, but usually people don't do that. But I found very clear way. There is an alarm that is like when I go to sounds, it is called none. So what does mean none? It is a vibrator. So that's how they call it, vibrator. So meaning after 10 minutes, if you first alarm or 7 minutes, whatever you want, if you set another alarm that with the none, so it's going to stop ringing. Very interesting, right? There is all of the technology, right? And you need to be connected to the outlet. You need the screen on all of this time. So very interesting. So you can use this as well. Okay. Right. Okay. So continue. Polishing shoes. Polishing shoes on Shabbos violates the Melachah of coloring. Even if the shoes were already polished before Shabbos, it is forbidden to add more polish on Shabbos. Likewise, shining already polished shoes is forbidden. It should be noted that polishing shoes can involve Shabbos prohibition, other Shabbos prohibitions as well. Okay, let's go to Shabbos shoes, polishing shoes. Polishing shoes, if it's they were not polished, for sure you're going to add colors. So now it was a little white because of the right lost some colors for sure. Everybody understand you add in colors, and even if a person put the cream before that, and now the shoe polish, the cream, whatever you call it, right? And now you want to polish, so it's going to be shine again. Problem, right? Because it's for sure it's going to spread the color evenly, and now it's going to shine for sure. There's a problem. And second problem is smoothing, right? So for sure it's smoothing this thing on leather. Leather is for sure is in biblical prohibition. Okay, that's how they did hides, right? That's how it all started, from the hides that were prepared right for the Mishkan. Likewise, shiny and already polished shoes is forbidden, right? It should be noted that the polishing shoes can involve other Shabbos prohibition as well. So as we just explained. Okay. So next one, coloring beverages. Coloring beverages. Okay. Okay. So the first one, making coffee. So we spoke about coffee, I think last time. And it says most poskim rule that the prohibition of coloring does not apply to beverages. Not only to beverages but to food as well, but here it's talking about beverages. Therefore, one may mix instant coffee with hot water, even though the coffee colors the water. Of course, the hot water must be in kli sheni, see Shabbos kitchen. So kli sheni is a second vessel, right? So just one. The water must be in kli sheni. So right. So meaning sheni is a second. So from water urn you get your water, and then the coffee is in second cup, which is the third vessel. Right. Otherwise, adding coffee could involve the violation of Melachah of cooking. Right. So coffee, as we said before, it's a liquid, because first they brew coffee, right? When that's how they make instant coffee, and they dry it and freeze it under very low temperature, right? And that's how they get this instant coffee, right? So meaning, in a sense, it is liquid. So and there is according to Ashkenazi custom for sure, there is a cooking after cooking with liquids. So even when we need to warm up something, and you have some what is it called? Not a residue, condensation, right? For sure, if you have you put something in your pot, right, and you have a lid. If you open or you have these aluminum containers, right? It's very convenient for them. Like you can stack them up, right? They will fit very nice on a black, because they're not round, right? Because of the form. So very, very, very nice. So, but if you open the lid, if you open the container, you see the lid, it's a lot of condensation. So it's proper to shake off the condensation into the sink. And what we do, many Ashkenazim do, we wipe with a napkin. So it would be no cooking, of course, these droplets. Nobody meant to cook the drops. We understand. So since there are some poskim who say the wipe, that's what we do. We wipe. Right, because it's going to be cooking after cooking. So I'm talking about the dish that we're going to warm, absolutely dry, absolutely dry. So what it could be rice, could be I don't know, pasta, could be I don't know, buckwheat, could be whatever, fish, right? Fried fish, grilled fish, or whatever fish, right? So for sure that there's things that you allow to warm. There is no liquid, but still there is a condensation, and it's going to cook. So that's why we wipe, and same is here. So we only going to make tea in a second cup, not in the first one. And even if you do not tea as well, but coffee and tea. So if you prepare tea essence before Shabbos, right? So then you pour water in a second cup, and you can add the tea essence. That's it. You get yourself tea, kosher tea on Shabbos. Right. So not in the first cup. Not in the first cup, because the first cup is the problem. I mean, it's obvious. The first cup, because it's not. The water is it's going to be irui kli rishon, so it's going to be stream from the water urn going directly into your cup on your coffee or your tea, and it's connected directly to the source of the heat. For sure, it's forbidden. However, some poskim maintain that the prohibition of coloring applies only to water, although not to other liquids. Okay. According to their view, one is forbidden to mix instant coffee or any other coloring ingredients with water. Even according to this poskim, the prohibition applies only when water is put into the cup before coffee. If, however, the coffee preceded the water, they agree that it is permitted. The only one may follow the view of majority of the poskim who permit adding color to the water on showers. And I know some people who actually follow this opinion. I mean, we always do like that, but they do it not because they do it every day, but because they try to be strict with this halacha. So let's with the second opinion. So again, a majority of the people, right? That's what they do, and because majority of the poskim say there is no coloring, no problem with coloring in a secondary vessel. So meaning a second cup, tertiary vessel, a second cup, right? But again, however, some poskim maintain the prohibition of coloring applies also to water. So I mean, why also to water? But that's also makes sense. What they say make perfect sense. The whole Melachah is about making dyes, right? Paints, dyes and paints to color to color. What is it? The skin, right, of the animals, to color. What is it? The threads, right? That they're going to make clothing for Kohanim, etc. Okay, so now, right? So and how you make these colors? Here we go. According to this view, one is forbidden to mix instant coffee or any other coloring engine with water. So water is like straightforward from biblical halacha. Even according to this poskim, the prohibition applies only if water is put into the cup before the coffee, and that's how, as we understand, that's how they made. We said it before, actually. That's how they made these dyes. So first they boil water, and then they add slowly dyes and mix it. So and they see do they need do they need to add more dyes, or no need to add more dyes? So that's it. So but. And some people, as I understand, that's how they make coffee. I'm not sure why, but that's what they do. Right. We do exactly opposite. We do like we first put coffee, like coffee, sugar, and then we add liquid. But not everybody do that. I'm not sure why. Somebody explained to me, but I would not remember now. Right. Right. But even according to this poskim, if a person put the coffee first, and then water, there is no problem. So again, we're not obligated to follow this stringent opinion, but if somebody wants, I mean, right, and his or her practice like a custom, otherwise there is no problem. There is no problem. So meaning that they usually first pour water and then add coffee and sugar. Okay, it's up to them. Okay, so continue. And the last one, adding red wine to white wine in order to change the color. Ideally, the wine used for Seder should be red wine, not the white wine. Many people who prefer drinking white wine mix it with a bit of red wine to color red. Most poskim permit this since the coloring of the food and drink does not fall under the Melachah of coloring. Okay, so I'm not sure why people are so particular to drink this white wine. I mean, so one time a year, or two times a year on Pesach Seder, you can drink red wine. Just find the red wine wherever you like. Okay, but that's what it is. Okay, so even though, so if, for example, they did not find for whatever reason, so they can use the white wine, add a little red for the color. It's going to be pink or something, but preferably red. So especially in Europe, after all of these blood libels, many people use only white wine because it was dangerous. So these non-Jews would come, like storm in our houses and check. They knew when the Pesach is and check what wine you are using. So in some communities, it was absolutely forbidden. Yeah, don't be a big tzaddik and try to use, and it's Shulchan says use red wine. Don't try to be, because they're going to say that we use the blood of their children. Right. All right. So let's stop here. Take 5 minutes break, and we continue with other topics. So next topic here is chapter 23, trapping. Trapping animals. Can you play with the animal? Can you lock your cat in a bathroom, or dog or something, right? Or birds in a cage? We'll see. All right, there's another question. 5 minutes break.